Hi, and welcome back to It's a Miracle Beauty. My name is Brandy, and I am a beauty review channel from the consumer point of view. I do want to give a warning before I start this video. They are working on my island outside my house, like the center median, and so it is pretty noisy. I do try to edit it all out, but I've been trying to film all day, and I finally, before it gets any hotter, I do need to get out here. So first things I'm going to start with is my favorites. I do have 4 fails, but I'm going to save those for near the end. And my favorites, I'm going to try to go through like in the order I would apply them and go from there. With the exception of eyeshadow, I think I'm going to do those later in. I usually do my eyes first. So I have 2 primers to mention. One is the Stila One Step Skin Tone Brightening and Correcting Serum. So I really like this. It smooths out my skin. It makes it look all one tone, and it just looks really pretty. So I've been using that a lot. Actually, you can see by the pump how much I've been using it. And then the Vitamin Glow Smashbox. I actually talked about this in another video. I actually received a sample of this, and why I had that sample. I actually did not use any other primer until that sample was gone. I really love it. It kind of like plumps your skin. It makes it look more like just alive and glowy. So I really like it. It's not radiant at all. It's just moisturizing. I have 2 foundations and a tinted moisturizer. The tinted moisturizer is the Smashbox Halo Healthy Glow All-in-One. This one looks fantastic on the skin. It literally gives you like a healthy glow. It makes you look alive. Even with the mask, you know, I wear it on my whole face, but from here, I've gotten compliments on my skin when I wear it. So it does look fantastic. You can wear it set with powder or not, although I do think it looks better without setting it. The next one is an oldie but goodie for me, and it is the Makeup Forever HD Foundation. I've been using this pretty much exclusively because I've been loving it. Again, I love it in the summer. It's very lightweight, but in the winter, it just works year round. So it's not glowy. It's natural. It looks really pretty. It looks like skin. So I've been loving this. I have finished like 2.5 bottles. I had 2 of the R230 and 1 of the R2... I want to say 80. It was a yellow tone that a friend and she gave it to me to see if I could mix it in and finish it so it didn't go to waste because she could not use it. So the next one is a newer foundation to me. This is the Born This Way 24-hour undetectable super long wearing foundation, and this is a matte foundation. This is kind of the sister of the Born This Way original foundation. I like that one as well. This one I love under my mask, so I do use this one, a very light medium coat powder, and a lot of times I take my mask off and I have nothing worn away. Once in a while, tip of my nose. So I do like this for work because it is very matte and it does just do its job for a long period of time, even under the pressure of wearing the mask. I have 3 under eye or concealer type products. So the first one actually is Fenty Beauty. So I did a full face of Fenty Beauty not that long ago, and I've been obsessed with this. I was using it wrong the entire time. Now that I figured out how to use it, a little bit goes a long way, and not to overdo and overdraw, and it literally lasts all day and my under eye looks fantastic. The other one is the Hourglass. You can actually see in the Hourglass that I'm getting down in this one. It's starting to basically, I can't see, it doesn't tell me exactly where it's at. It just shows that it's missing some. So this one is one that also a little bit goes a very long way. If you try to overdo it, it will look cakey, it will look icky, just doesn't look good. And also it will crease even worse. If you use a very small amount, this looks absolutely stunning. Next is the Essence High Beauty with hemp seed oil, moisturizing, caring, and vegan. So this is a color corrector you put under your concealer, or you can use it by itself if you so choose. I prefer it under my concealer. This is one I also bought for my full face of Essence, and I think I forgot to use it in the video, but I have been using it a lot this month and I do love it. I stopped using it right now only because my Naked color corrector has like literally like a microscopic, I can pull the stopper, it's like almost gone. I'm scraping the sides. When that one's gone, I probably will kick back over to this again. I have 2 powders to show you, both of which I assumed, I will be quite transparent, that I was wasting my money. I thought for sure I was going to use it for the video and then it was going to sit in the drawer for the rest of my life and never want to be used again. And I was wrong on both accounts. So the first one is the Essence My Skin Perfector Loose Fixing Powder Instant Blur Effect Natural Matte Finish. This is freaking stunning. I put this on and I was like, what happened? Why does my face look so good? So it's definitely one that I recommend wholeheartedly. It's not too heavy. It's not too matte. I have dry skin, looks beautiful every time, and it does not have a flat matte finish. It is matte. It's not luminous, but it is flat, or does not have the flat. It looks like skin. So I definitely recommend it. I think this was like $6, if that. Next one is the L'Oreal Hydra Perfecting Loose Setting Powder. I almost dropped it. So it does look like this. This is one I thought was mimicking the Becca Hydra powder, the wet feeling one I can't stand. I actually decluttered that a while ago, but I thought it was actually mimicking that. It's not. This is luminous. It looks beautiful. It looks like skin. It does Small caveat, it does react with certain foundations. I have had a problem. Actually, this reacts to this to Halo. These two, can't use them together, but my other powders, especially my other powders, my luminous powders or my not so flat powders like that, I'm trying to think, the Fenty. It works with Laura Mercier, but it's not as pretty, but it works with the more finely milled powders. It does work with the Essence as well. For bronzers that are like single bronzers, I have two I wanted to mention, and I have mentioned these before. The first is the Fenty Beauty, and this is the Sun. Just look like this. I've almost gotten rid of the Fenty Beauty logo. I've used it so much. I have a ton of bronzers, but I tend to migrate to certain ones on a regular basis, and then all of a sudden I'll shift and migrate to different ones. It's just how I do, but this one I've been grabbing an absolute ton this summer. And the other one is probably my all-time favorite bronzer ever in the history of makeup, is the Bronzing Act by Pure. It does look like this. And I just noticed, I didn't realize this before, but I just noticed that you can see the circles underneath the bronzer now. They're starting to come forward. So I mean, it's my use is starting to become evident. I have had this, I think, since the last 21 Days of Beauty, and it's literally my favorite bronzer. I love it. I use it all the time. Blushes are kind of funny. So I purchased this MAC blush. This is the Cheek Up Glow Play Blush. And this is that bounce. It's kind of spongy type. It's almost like a cream to powder finish. It does look like that. And this is probably my favorite that I have right now because it is so glowy. It looks so fresh. It looks so natural. It's just a healthy blush. And I love that look. The healthy part is what I look for every day in my makeup. So definitely been using that. I was planning to get more of these, but my collection between boxes and purchases and stuff has kind of got out of control right now. So I am on a no-buy. I'm not going to purchase them, but I do recommend these if you are not in a no-buy. If you're not a no-buy girl, you don't need it. Next, I have Fruit Cocktail Blush Duos Apricot in the Act by Too Faced. I did just get this when these were 75% off. I think that was in July, and that is what it looks like. I don't care for this shade, but this blush shade is absolutely stunning, and it's one of my favorites I have ever used. It works really well, and it doesn't look like, it doesn't, what's the word? It doesn't make my texture or my face look a certain way. Like sometimes when I use a blush that's a little glowy, it can make it look a certain way. Neither one of these do that. I have quite a few face palettes, and I will apologize in advance for that, but I'm going to go through them relatively quickly. So one of the ones I wanted to mention, the Essence Contouring Duo Palette, does look like this. This is my second one. I've had this for a bit. This works fantastic. I don't think it's going to work for super, not even super, medium to deeper skin. This is really made for the ultra fair to getting towards medium, in my opinion. I don't have darker skin, but I just don't see this working for someone else. But for my skin tone, it did work fantastic. For the Lip Bar Minute Finish 4-in-1 Face Palette, this has got a setting shade, a highlight shade, a contour shade, and a blush shade. Does look like this, and I have used all of these. I do use the contour and the blush the most. The highlight isn't my favorite, but this is so convenient because I can take this with me so easy anywhere, and it works great. So that's definitely one of my favorites. Two that I purchased for my full face videos that I absolutely am loving is the Forever, or Makeup Forever. This is the Pro Sculpting palette. It does look like this. This is a cream palette. I have tried almost every shade. I think there's, oh, nope, I've only tried 2 shades. I thought I tried the other ones. I guess not. They're almost like concealer shades. This one and that one I haven't tried. These two I love. This is a contour shade, but it is, because I have such fair skin, I can use a cool tone as a bronzer without it looking cool. So sometimes I put that on and then put my bronzer over it, and then this is can be used as a color corrector or a blush. I prefer it as a color corrector. It is just a smidge deep for me as a color corrector, but it still makes my eyes look really good. And then the queen of the party is the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. It does look like this. It looks like this. This looks perfect on my skin tone, and it is probably one of my most favorite contour or bronzer palettes I've ever owned. At least so far, because I haven't had it that long. So the next one I was going to mention is the Ambient Lighting Infinity Powder. It does look like this. This is their newest launch before the holidays come out. It does look like this. This is like a muted version of the ambient powders. It just sets your face. I used it today. Set your face it's a finishing powder. I use it after, but it does set it and blend everything together and make it look really cohesive, and it always looks beautiful. The Natasha Denona Super Glow. This is like my favorite highlighter right now. I've been using it so much. It's like I use it for my inner corner. You can see the little digs in there. And I use it as a highlighter and it just looks absolutely fantastic every single time. Eyeshadow, I have two, and it's actually kind of funny because I would have never guessed I would put these in one of my favorites. But this is the Milani Salt and Pepper palettes. One does look like that. That is the Hot, Cool, and Vicious. And then the Very Necessary does look like that. I've actually used probably half the shades in these and they look fantastic. They work well, they blend well. I've never been a real big Milani fan, but they knocked it out of the park with these and I paid such a little price for them between points and being on clearance. So I did want to mention one eyeliner and one mascara. My mascara is the Hourglass. This is the Unlocked. This is literally my favorite mascara I've ever used. I never thought something could take the place of my Thrive, but I love this because Thrive lengthens and separates, makes it look pretty. This lengthens, separates, and thickens my lashes, and I love it. So this, I probably will stop buying all the other mascara and only buy this one. Eyeliner, I am doing the 24/7 by Urban Decay. This is in Chaos. I have this in purple, green, blue, black, brown, I think even like a maroon color. These are my favorite. When I wear these to work, I sweat. My mask comes up, you know, the heat, and I sweat and my waterline doesn't move, and I absolutely love it, and I will continue to buy these until the day I die because they are fantastic. And then lips, I just have three really quick. I have the Huda Beauty Silk Balm. This is a great lip balm for under my mask. It doesn't spread, doesn't do anything, and it just keeps my lips moist under the mask. That word, I know it bothers some people. It doesn't bother me. I apologize. And then I have the Pat McGrath. This is in Flesh 6. This is from the Rose collection. I'm actually already got it down to here because I have been loving it. So that one is fantastic. The Pat McGrath lips have enough slip that they stay on your lips, but they have enough stick that they stay longer. And then last of all is the Fenty Beauty. This is the Slip Shine, and this is in Goji Gang. Or Goji Gang. This is a fantastic lip. It literally, you can see the use on this. It is getting abused, but it just stays on all day, and I can put a little bit of color on and not have, you know, full lip, full everything, and it stays moisturized. So let's talk about those fails. So I do have two eyeshadow palette fails. I have two foundation fails, a face palette, and an eye mascara. So the first one I want to talk about is the Estee Lauder Futurist Hydro Rescue. This is one that I actually have been trying off and on for so many months that I am just over it. I am going to pass this on. I'm not sure who yet. Most people in my life are not my shade, but I'm going to figure it out because this thing is a piece of dookie. It sinks into every single line. I look 100 an hour later. And when it cures, when my oils start coming through, I literally look just, it looks like a kid put their mom's makeup on. It just makes it look disheveled. So I am never using that one again. And then Bite Beauty, I'm still trying to make this work. This is called the Change Maker. This is their brand new, very first time they ever did complexion products. And all the things that are in like the about fits me to a T. Like it should be made for my skin. And unfortunately, I cannot get it to work. So if you use this, will you comment down below and let me know what your experience is, what you have found, if you got tips and tricks.
Please help a girl out because this was not cheap and I want to get my money's worth.
So let me know. For eyeshadow palettes, I have two. One I'm begrudgingly admitting, but it's just, you gotta tell the truth. And that is the Natasha Denona Mini Retro. I hate this palette. I've used this palette about half a dozen times, and every single time there's blending problems. Every single time it muddies. Every single time something blows away. I have all of the minis, and I have 3 Natasha Denona palettes, and I've never had this problem with any of them. This does not work like the rest of the minis. It definitely doesn't work like the mini gold. It's just ridiculous. So that's one I regret my purchase. The Makeup Forever I did get on clearance. This is an older palette. I don't know if my particular palette is an older palette, but I know it was released quite a while ago. I want to say like 2017, 2018. And this is the Artist, see what is it called? Palette 9 Artist Shadow, the Artist Shadow palette. That's all I can see. I think that's what it says. The Shadows, I think, is the title of it. So it does look like this. I have used this one, this one, this one, and this one in this palette, and the yellow literally won't do anything. It blew away every time I put it on my eye. This is fantastic. This got a hard pan after one use with my finger. And this one is difficult to blend, but if you can get it right by packing it, it does look good. But I paid $14.95 for it. I plan on getting my $14.95 worth. I think in the new year, I'm actually going to pan these 2 shades right here. Next, I have a face palette. This is by Too Faced. This is the Sugar Peach Wet and Dry Face and Eye Palette. I did get this really cheap, like $12 from BoxyCharm. It does look like this. I wanted this for like 2 years. I wanted it. It was like on my list every year during the holidays, every time I got a gift card, and never picked it up. I know why now. It is a hot mess. Every time I use it, it just makes me look like a glitter bomb exploded on my face. So I am going to try to find a way to use this. If I cannot, I'm going to pass this to my daughter. They're obviously quite a bit younger than me and likely can get use out of it. The last item is the Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect.
So before you come for me,
I've talked about this in a few videos. I know this is like everyone's favorite and everyone loves it, but it is too wet for me. It literally is the wettest formula I've ever had. I've been leaving in my cap just like this to let it dry out a little bit. I don't know if it's going to show up, but I just one turn to see if it'll dry out a little bit because it's so wet that I end up with mascara. If I look up, it's on my eyelids. If I look down, it smears. I mean, it just doesn't last for me and it doesn't look good. So
sorry I don't like your favorite, don't beat me up, but
I don't care for it. So that is my favorites and fails for summer of 2020. If you wouldn't mind posting down below some fails or favorites that you had this month, I would love to hear about them. Maybe we can get a little discussion going. And if you like favorites, fails, empties, if you like Makeup Minute Mondays or Full Face Fridays, I hope you will like, share, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications, and make sure that you select the bell because you will miss my Full Face Fridays coming up. I have some pretty juicy ones coming up, and I hope I see you again soon.